Hey, I hope you're doing well today. So, let's talk about something that's been buzzing around the Cowboys world lately. Brian Schottenheimer bringing that new energy and heat to the team. Now, if you've been following, you know this isn't just about a new coach coming in. It's about a shift in culture, something that Stephen Jones himself highlighted. The Cowboys have been searching for ways to be better, to elevate their game, and frankly, that means changing up the culture that hasn't quite delivered the playoff success we all want. You know, there's always been this debate about Dak Prescott's role in all this. Is he the problem, or was the issue already baked in before he arrived? It's a fair question, especially since the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in decades, so blaming Dak for that feels off. Stephen Jones was pretty clear there's a need for change, and not just minor tweaks, but a full culture shift that could help get the team over the hump. What's interesting is how the previous regime's Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy got a bit of a pass, but also took some blame. Garrett got some help, McCarthy had a decent run, but apparently not enough support to push further. Now, Schottenheimer's in, and from what we're seeing, he's bringing a different kind of energy, one that's infectious during practice, even from what's been caught on those mixed-up clips. It's a vibe that feels promising, but here's where I want to hear from you. Do you think this culture change is what the Cowboys really need, or do you think it's more about the players on the field? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any Cowboys updates coming your way. We're all here for the same goal, to see this team win. Alright, stick around because we're just getting started, and there's more to unpack about what Schottenheimer is really bringing to the table. So, now that we've talked about the culture change Brian Schottenheimer is pushing, let's dive deeper into what that actually looks like on the practice field and in the locker room. One thing that really stands out is how hands-on and intense Schottenheimer has been from day one. We've seen clips of him fired up, motivating players, pushing them hard, but also connecting on a personal level. That kind of leadership can make a huge difference. Think about it: players respond to coaches who believe in them, but also demand their best. It's not about yelling or just running drills. It's about building trust, respect, and accountability. Schottenheimer seems to understand that, which might be why even veterans are buying in and young guys are stepping up. This isn't just a new coach showing up to draw plays, it's a whole new attitude that says, we're all in this together, and we're going to work harder than ever. Another important piece is how the offense has been evolving under Schottenheimer's guidance. We know that offenses need to adapt to the strengths of the players, especially when you have a quarterback like Dak Prescott who thrives on timing and decision-making. Reports say Schottenheimer is focusing on simplifying concepts, getting the ball out faster, and creating more opportunities for playmakers. That's exactly what the Cowboys have needed to get past some of those frustrating stalled drives. But it's not all smooth sailing yet. Some fans worrying that the offense might lose creativity or become too predictable if things get too simplified. What do you think? Would you rather see a complex scheme with high risks, or a streamlined offense that plays to the players' strengths? Drop your thoughts below. I want to know how you feel about the changes happening on offense. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, remember to like the video. It really helps the channel grow and brings more Cowboys fans together. Up next, we'll look at some key player moves and how Schottenheimer's approach might impact the roster. Stay with me. Alright, let's shift gears and talk about some of the key player moves that have happened since Brian Schottenheimer took over. These changes are a big part of how the team's identity is being reshaped, and they give us clues about what the Cowboys are aiming for this season. First up, the roster cuts and signings. Schottenheimer and the front office have been pretty active, making some tough decisions on who stays and who goes. You've probably noticed some familiar names getting released or traded. This isn't just about clearing cap space, it's about building a team that fits the new system and culture. For example, the release of certain veterans might seem harsh, but it opens the door for younger players who bring energy and fit the style of play Schottenheimer wants. One player who stands out in all this is tight end Jake Ferguson. From the reports, Schottenheimer really values what Ferguson brings not just as a blocker, but as a reliable receiving option. That's a sign the offense will likely use tight ends more creatively this year. Plus, there's talk about more to tight end sets, which could create mismatches against defenses and open up the field for both the running game and passing attack. Also, keep an eye on the young wide receivers. The Cowboys are looking to build depth here, and Schottenheimer's coaching style might help these guys develop faster. He's known for working closely with skilled players, helping them understand the nuances of the game so they can make smarter decisions on the field. So, what player moves have you liked or disliked so far? Which additions or cuts do you think will have the biggest impact? Let me know in the comments below. Your opinion always adds to the conversation. Coming up next, we'll dive into the defense and how the coaching changes might influence their performance. Don't go anywhere. Now, let's turn our attention to the defense. With Brian Schottenheimer focused on offense, the defensive coaching staff has been making waves too, and their impact could be just as crucial for the Cowboys this season. The defense has some solid pieces, but there's definitely room for improvement, especially in consistency and communication. The new defensive coordinator expected to bring fresh schemes and strategies designed to maximize the talent on the roster. One big question is how well the defense will adjust to these changes, especially with key players like Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs leading the charge. We've heard a lot about Parsons stepping up as a true leader on defense, and that leadership will be vital. The defense's ability to pressure the quarterback and create turnovers can change games, and the coaching staff seems determined to make that a priority. The secondary also has potential, but it's a unit that needs to stay disciplined and avoid giving up big plays. Another angle to watch is how the defense handles situational football, third downs, red zone, and late game scenarios. Those moments often decide close games, and if the coaching staff can tighten things up there, the Cowboys could be a tougher team to beat. How do you feel about the defense heading into the season? Do you trust the coaching changes to make a difference? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to vote in the poll popping up now. Will the Cowboys' defense improve this year? Yes or no? Next up, we'll look at the quarterback situation and what Schottenheimer's influence could mean for Dak Prescott and the offense overall. Stay tuned. Alright, now let's talk about the quarterback situation, because no conversation about the Cowboys is complete without mentioning Dak Prescott. Schottenheimer's arrival has brought a new energy, and with it, some optimism that Dak's game could reach new heights. The offense is expected to be more dynamic, with fresh play designs and a quicker pace that could keep defenses off balance. Dak's talent is undeniable, but as we've seen, it takes more than just skill to win consistently in the NFL. Leadership, decision-making, and chemistry with the coaching staff all play a role. Schottenheimer seems determined to build that trust and push Dak to be even better. Of course, the supporting cast matters too. The receivers, tight ends, and running backs will need to step up and deliver, making sure Dak has the weapons to succeed. The offensive line must also protect him well enough to give plays time to develop. Looking ahead, the big question is whether these changes translate into wins. The Cowboys have been hungry for playoff success, and while culture shifts and coaching energy are important, execution on game day will ultimately tell the story. So, what do you think? Will Schottenheimer's influence push the Cowboys to the next level, or is it too soon to tell? Let me know your take in the comments, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates as the season unfolds. Thanks for hanging out today. I'll catch you in the next video with more Cowboys news and analysis. Until then, keep the faith and stay ready.